With all the turmoil in the Middle East these days, such as the civil wars in Egypt and Libya, many have started to second guess why we are still in Afghanistan. Besides our humanitarian effort to rebuild their country and help protect themselves against Taliban, Al-Qaeda, and insurgents from Iran, our right flank in Afghanistan is Pakistan. Pakistan is an unstable country with nuclear weapons, a corrupt government, and it harbors terrorists. On the other hand, Pakistan is a sovereign nation that is supposed to be our ally. Therefore, we need to stay in Afghanistan and offer our support against their threat. A lesson in history will help us better understand the problems we are facing in Pakistan. So let's do a quick map study to get familiar with the geography of Pakistan. This is the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. It's located in southern Asia. Its northern border is China. Its eastern border is India. Its north and western border is Afghanistan, and its southwestern border is Iran. In the middle runs the Indus River Valley, and it runs all the way down south to the Arabian Sea. Along the western border is the Hindu Kush mountain range, which encompasses the Khyber Pass, which is a traditional invasion route between Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent. It's also host to the Gates of Tora Bora, which is the suspected route that Osama bin Laden took back in December of 2001. Up north is the city of Peshawar and the capital city of Islamabad. North of that is the highly disputed Kashmir territory. And you can't see down here, but east of India is Bangladesh, which used to be part of that Kashmir territory. Since World War II, 3 additional wars have been fought over that Kashmir territory. And Pakistan has been a war-torn country ever since it's been known as the Indus Valley Civilization. It's one of the oldest civilizations in the world. It dates back at least 5,000 years. In 326 BC, Alexander the Great's empire included the Indus Valley Civilization. Later successors founded the Indo-Greek kingdom of Bactria, known today as Peshawar. Islamic heritage began in this region with the arrival of Muslim traders in the 8th century. In the 18th century, the British Empire extended its control over the Indus Valley Civilization, and they called it British India. After the separation of British dominance in 1947, Muslim Pakistan and Hindu India have disputed ever since. Control over the Kashmir territory has never been resolved satisfactorily. Their third war in 1971, in which India capitalized, it resulted in East Pakistan becoming the separate nation of Bangladesh. To date, Kashmir remains the site of the world's largest and most militarized territory, with portions under the de facto administration of China, India, and Pakistan. Neither India nor Pakistan recognizes each other's claims over the Kashmir territory. Today, India blames Pakistan for the terrorist attacks of 2008 on the Indian capital city of Mumbai. Ironically, these attacks occurred immediately following the regime transfer of former President Musharraf and the new administration of current President Zardari. This alludes to the corruption in the Pakistani government. Former President Musharraf resigned shortly after the assassination of Benazir Bhutto. She was the Pakistani Prime Minister at the time and the leading political rival to Musharraf. Our former President, U.S. President George W. Bush, specifically mentions in his book Decision Points that Pervez Musharraf is a political figure not to be trusted. The current Pakistani President Zardari is the widower of Benazir Bhutto. His rally to replace Musharraf came over only 4 years after he had served 2 prison terms for corruption and taking advantage of the government while his wife was in office of Prime Minister. The outlook for the government of Pakistan doesn't look bright. They pledged to support our global war on terror after the events of September 11, 2001, yet they struggled to control even domestic insurgents with ties to Al-Qaeda, many of whom are located on the tribal areas adjacent to their own border with Afghanistan. Osama bin Laden and his number 2 man Zawahiri are still suspected to be residing in Pakistan. Nonetheless, the United States still provides over $3 billion per year in economic and military aid for their so-called cooperation in the global war on terror. Before Osama bin Laden reportedly fled to Pakistan through the gates of Tora Bora back in 2001, until then, the United States was the primary country imposing sanctions against Pakistan due to their nuclear weapons tests that were conducted in 1998. They still pose a huge threat to world peace. Pakistan is an unstable country with nuclear weapons, a corrupt government, and it still harbors terrorists. Therefore, our presence in Afghanistan is legitimately required. We need to remain by their side until as long as these threats exist. Thank you for your time.